Levi Whitney here with Uphill Cinema. Today I wanted to talk about my favorite announcement from NAB. So if you haven't been to NAB, I can't recommend it enough. It's all about connecting with people and connecting with brands that you want to work with, and really just branching out and working with people, and finally putting faces to YouTube channels and cameras and things like that. So let's talk about trends. At NAB, the lighting trend was definitely RGBW lights. And so of course I go over to the Quasar Science. I just love those guys to death. I just can't get enough of how awesome their brand is and the quality and price point of their lights. And another thing is if you ever get to meet these guys, these are all DPs and gaffers. They all come from the film industry and they're building stuff that they would use. And so they had some products that were absolutely awesome. They had cages for their lights. And so these cages, you know, you could get 12 and 12 and 24 lights in these cages that just pump out a ton of light. And that brings me over to Matthews. Matthews had these awesome T12 clamps. I forgot what they're calling them. I think they call them like a Q clamp, or I'm not sure exactly what they called it. I'll have the link in the video. I posted a video on it, but that was cool because it works with any T12 size bulb. Miller was showing their new Compass line. I've done a video on Compass, and I've been using Compass tripod. A Compass tripod for many years, and it's been all around the world with me. They came out with a new Compass CB Plus line, and it has 16 different categories of counterbalance, settings I should say, of counterbalance. Kind of like the Arrow that I did a review on last year, but a little more compact system. So now you can have a camera from 0 to 35 pounds. So another massive trend in the camera department was full frame or even larger medium format cameras. You saw that with the Arri LF. You have the new Red Monstro. They didn't have a booth there, but they did have a section with some cameras, and the Monstro was scattered all throughout the showroom floor. You have the Sony Venice. You have the Kinney full frame, large format. Just a ton of different options out there now to get that look you're going for. And I love full frame. So if you know me and you shoot with me, I'm speed boostering everything, or I'm at least trying to get that look as much as I can because I love the look of full frame. And you had the C700 FF, like I said. So that was a trend throughout the show. So what was I most excited for? What blew my mind at NAB? So in the words of Jeremy Young at Atomos, it was ProRes Raw. So ProRes Raw is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to do a video shortly on using ProRes Raw and the benefits of it. So I was really lucky to go and see and use it before the show, only a day before, but I got to go to kind of a pre-release party, and I got to a couple days before the show. When they were before they announced it, I got to kind of sit in on a panel discussion and talk about this new workflow, this new standard, and I loved everything I heard. I'll dive more into it, but in a nutshell, it is the difference between working with a JPEG and a RAW photo. The workflow exactly the same. The quality completely different. It works like a charm. I absolutely love it. I instantly thought, oh my goodness, I can use the FS5 or the FS7 or the F55. I can use these bigger cameras, or a Red, any of these types of cameras that can send a raw signal out. And the EVA 1 Panasonic's what they use for everything. But I can use these Sonys and get 12-bit ProRes Raw, and I absolutely love it. It is a massive difference in the way it looks. I love 12-bit color depth. To me, that is where the real magic happens in the ways of color and that really cinematic, creamier look in the face. They also came out with the Ninja 5. It's absolutely awesome. It's definitely targeted to the smaller cameras because it's only HDMI, but it can, you know, accept anything you got, 4K 60p, 10-bit 422. I think they said that it can capture ProRes Raw, most likely it can, just no camera has ProRes Raw HDMI out yet. So in a recap, what was my favorite thing about NAB? What blew my mind? ProRes Raw. Absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you guys how excited I am. I've been using it for the last little while now, and I just love it. It's a night and day difference for me, at least what I can see. I absolutely love it, and so I'm really excited about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Message me on Instagram or leave comments below. I know it pretty well, not extremely. I'm not like this ProRes Apple representative, but I know enough that I've been using it for a little while now, and I know enough from white papers and pre-releases and conversations with Atomos of knowing the workflow and the best way that I have been using it with Sony cameras. So feel free to ask me anything you want. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it a ton. And turn on the notification bell. That'll let you know when I'm posting. And that'll help overall grow the channel. I also want to thank all the people that came and talked to me and just bumped into me, and we had great conversations. Called me out in the hall, and you know, I won't say his name, but one guy in particular literally just ran across the the hall and was like, "Levi with Uphill Cinema," and we sat and chatted for about 20 minutes or so, and he was just the coolest guy. And so it's so awesome to meet you guys and interact, and that's probably the biggest thing of NAB that's better than any product release or anything, is meeting you guys, putting faces together, and, you know, being a community. So love you guys to death. Thanks for everything. Stay tuned for next week for more gear reviews, tips and tricks, and film theory. Thanks guys. Bye.